If you are looking to apply for consulting roles or any role after MBA like strategy, marketing, product management, you have to go through a case solving interview. And remember, unlike other roles, let's suppose coding in software engineering or data analytics, there is no functional skill attached to an MBA graduate. So it's mostly about structured problem solving and how you can think in business situations. And for that, case solving is a tried and tested method. And in this video, I will teach you how to go from absolutely basic to advanced level of case solving. And this video will be useful for anyone who is an MBA graduate or someone who is already pursuing an MBA or someone who does not wish to pursue MBA but is looking out for consulting roles. To start with, remember there are different types of cases that can be asked in an interview. It can be around profitability, growth strategy, market entry, pricing cases, some M&A due diligence cases, and even some unconventional cases that can be asked. And for each of these cases, there are certain frameworks that you can learn that will help you structure the cases better. And when you are at an advanced level, you can definitely form your own frameworks. You can structure the cases in your own way. However, initially these frameworks will help you a lot. And for learning each of these frameworks, you have to follow what every consulting aspirant does. You have to follow one particular YouTube channel, and that is Victor Cheng's YouTube channel. It will give you a brief framework on all of the different types of cases that I have mentioned. So definitely remember to first follow this particular channel, Victor Cheng's consulting interview channel. And once you have gone through all the videos, you will become familiar with a lot of different type of frameworks. There's the profitability framework, business situation framework, and many other frameworks used for different types of cases. And once you become familiar with that, then you can go for some reference cases. And for that, I will suggest you two books. One of them is Case Interview Cracked, and the second one is Case Interview Secrets. The second book is by Victor Cheng himself. However, I'll strongly recommend you to start with the first book because the flow and the language, I find it very contextualized to Indian audience in the first book. And especially if you're applying for Indian consulting companies, Case Interview Cracked is a very good book to start with. And once you read these books, I would want you to take away three major things after completing these books. That is, what are the preliminary questions that you should ask during a case interview? How you should start a case interview basically. Second is how you should structure the case, the different types of frameworks that you should use. So how you should go about solving the case. And third is how you should close a particular case. That is how you should give the recommendations and how you should basically end the case for the interview. So if you have these three takeaways from the books after reading some example cases, then you are ready for the next step. And the next step is practice. If you exactly do not want to start with a person right now, you can go through casebooks released by different B schools. I would suggest you to start with IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, and ISB Casebooks. All the available links of different casebooks will be mentioned in the description. So you can check it out from there and can download those casebooks. And how you can make use of these casebooks is there will be certain real life cases. That is, those cases were asked in consulting interviews to the students, and the students have transcribed those cases basically. So you can read the problem statement of the case and you can start putting it out. You can start structuring those cases in your own way. And then you can read the case solution as to how that particular student had approached that case during the interview. And after going through all the cases, if you still do not have the confidence to getting interviewed by a real person, then I have a solution for you, and that is ChatGPT. I tried using ChatGPT prompts to mimic a consulting interview, and honestly, it was not very good, but not bad either, especially if you're starting out and want to increase your domain knowledge about an industry, or just want to see how, get a feel of how these consulting interviews, what are different types of questions that you can be asked during a consulting interview. It's a good start. And especially for domain knowledge, I can say, if you ask ChatGPT to conduct a particular case from a particular domain, the kind of knowledge that you will get about the revenue streams, about the cost structure, that will be much more than any person can give you. So honestly, if I have to refer to any particular domain kind of a consulting interview, I will definitely use ChatGPT. I will give it a prompt so that I can understand how does that particular domain work. If I want to try an airline industry, I can ask a particular airline case and ask for most of the answers from ChatGPT itself, and it will give me a lot of different ideas and a lot of idea about the business specifically. And I've given a ChatGPT prompt in the description that I had used, and you can use the same, and you can just change the particular industry that you want to be interviewed for and the different type of case that you want to be asked by ChatGPT. And by just making those tweaks in the prompt, you can start getting interviewed by ChatGPT itself. And probably it's, again, I'm repeating, it's not a replacement of human counterpart, especially because you are typing, you're not speaking as well. So it's only something that you can start with, but ultimately you have to go to the next step, that is practicing case interviews with your friend, with your colleague, with an interviewer, or someone who can question you and mimic an actual consulting interview. So what we used to do at B schools was we used to form some case groups of 4 or 5 people. One of them used to be an interviewer, the another one used to be candidate, and the rest of the people would be observers. So the role of interviewer and observer would be to suggest the candidate what he did good, what he did bad during the interview, and that's why practicing with a human counterpart is very, very important for you. And after the cases, after practicing each of these cases, what you should document is what you did good, what you did bad, how you can structure the cases better, and these things should be there so that the next case that you do, you should be able to structure it better than the previous one. And one more thing that I can suggest you to improve, that is applicable not only for consulting interview but across different functions, is to improve your communication skill. And if you're very good at structuring your case, however not able to communicate it well, then it does not have any value. Consulting cases or any case solving interview, it's mostly 80% communication and 20% is about structuring. So this skill should be really, really good. And for that, I believe for improving it, either you can do some courses on communication, or you can practice in front of the mirror. You can read any particular paper, any editorial, and try to summarize that editorial in front of the mirror, or you can join any particular group as well as Toastmaster, which is extremely good. If you can start developing your communication skill, you will be able to communicate your thoughts much better, and that will make the entire structuring of the case look better as well. So to summarize it all, you start with Victor Cheng's videos, and after that you follow any particular book. My recommendation is Case Interview Cracked. After that you pick up case books from any major B school. My recommendation is IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore and ISB. And after that you can start practicing with a buddy. If you do not feel confident, you can definitely go for ChatGPT. However, you have to give text prompts there, so it's not very effective. You definitely have to practice consulting cases with a human counterpart. And at IIM Ahmedabad, most of the consulting aspirants used to solve 50-60 cases before their final interview. And the more cases you solve, the better you will become at case solving. The better you will be able to structure the cases, the better you will be able to communicate your structuring to the interviewer. So that is it. Let me know in comments what other role you want me to cover next. And if you have learned something from this video, do leave a like, do subscribe, and see you in the next video.